Want to get your hands on some sports cards?
Hell yes!
You're in the right place.
Good morning. Is everybody ready?
Welcome to the weekly Target Watch on Schultzy's Card Pulls.
Hey, what's up, sports fans? Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Sorry about the delay. Just trying to figure out why YouTube keeps demonetizing my streams and trying to send them a message to get that taken care of. But goodness gracious, guys, Merry Christmas. I was feeling the Christmas mood until that happened this morning. Still kind of feeling it, of course. I know the music, hopefully getting everybody else in the Christmas mood. Hope you're all as happy and as awake as you could be. Goodness gracious, everybody. It is 3 days until Christmas. And hopefully, as we wait for a restock from Target.com, the last day live that I'm going to be on before the Christmas holiday, hopefully we see a restock of cards from Target.com, and hopefully, we can all get lucky right before this holiday season, grab a couple extra stocking stuffers, that kind of thing. What's going on? CyberX Sports Cards, how you doing, buddy? Sal says it's time. He's here. I am here. How you guys doing? Yeah, smash that like button for me, guys. Help. I just don't understand. Help get me out of YouTube jail. I do not know what's going on. Definitely giving some stuff away again since it is Christmas this morning. We've got another absolute football hanger box up for grabs. Y'all can go kaboom hunting. We'll give that away coming up in the stream. Bennett Sports Edit says tea, no chocolate milk. Yeah, we're going tea today. Trying to keep the voice prepared for an hour. I noticed with chocolate milk, man, it just dries the heck out of my voice out. And that's one of the reasons I end up sounding way more tired after an hour of talking than I should. It's really weird. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody. Who Dat Dog at you says good morning. Cody Carter says, love the Santa hat, Schultzy. Thank you much. Does have a few words on it. Just says, cheers, Grinches. So, to everybody, I don't know, it's not really meant for a specific person, but to everybody out there who's not necessarily in the Christmas mood yet, you gotta get there. And hopefully, this music at the least would put you in the Christmas mood. I've got a holiday sweater on. It says, I don't know, Margot. Quoting one of my favorite Christmas movies, actually my favorite top choice for Christmas movie of all time, Christmas Vacation. Love that movie. We were talking favorite movies yesterday while we were waiting for sports cards to drop on Target.com, even though we didn't see anything. But if you want to let me know what your favorite movie is today and you somehow didn't get that in yesterday, let me know. Or if you want to continue the discussion about whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not, we can do that as well. And we are about 30 seconds away from the hot zone starting here on Schultzy's Card Pulls, you guys. Hopefully seeing something from Target.com, although it has been 2 weeks, as y'all saw on the release calendar there. This is the second week now that Target has not restocked online, and the last one, Thursday, December 9th, was a pretty terrible restock. So it would be 2 weeks from last Thursday coming up here in a couple of days. So, all right, 2 weeks from the last Thursday restock is what I was trying to say. Coming up in a couple of days, and I've been saying this entire time, I think there is going to be a restock before the beginning of the year. I think it is just Target's plan amongst selling all the toys, amongst all the other stuff they're trying to get rid of off their shelves for the holiday season, including consoles, you guys, by the way. Brian, what's going on? Good morning, Playa. Merry Christmas. How you doing, buddy? How y'all doing? Irish Native 916 says, we got rain. All right, guys, 4 a.m. Pacific time, 7 a.m. East Coast time here on Schultzy's Card Pulls, and we are in the hot zone now, unfortunately. We are, I don't know, man, I wouldn't say it's looking bleak, but the reasoning for Target to restock sports cards like 3 days before Christmas is a little thin, but like, a lot of people expecting one more console redrop before we get through the holidays, and that actually makes a lot more sense because consoles out there have been so hard to get your hands on, and it would give parents one last opportunity to get their hands on them before Christmas coming up this weekend, able to get like after a couple of hours, and this is just some immediate gratification that they would get after searching for months and months and months. Target trying to give people that one more chance. Jeff Rad 9322 says Die Hard. Absolutely Christmas movie. I love it. Yes, Tyler Young says the first Die Hards are Christmas movies for sure. Yeah, the first two definitely. After that, they stopped being Christmas movies. Louis and Lois says PS5. Let's go. I know some people are hoping for some consoles, like I was just saying. Me personally, I really would love to see a bunch of sports cards dropped. Talking like a bunch at one time, so we could all actually get the chance to score. That would be nice. All right, guys. So, yeah, absolute football hanger box up for grabs today. Yesterday we did a 300 like threshold for that. So we'll set that again, guys, a 300 like. Once we hit that, we'll give you away an absolute football hanger box here on Schultzy's Card Pulls. Making sure I have the giveaway bot set up, ready to go for that. And hopefully the music isn't too loud today, everybody. I'm trying to make sure that the volume was set at a good level as opposed to yesterday. Home Alone, It's a Wonderful Life. Home Alone for the win. I love it. Optic is always red card, says Behind the Break. Yeah, and that is something that y'all got to remember, that all the best products are red card exclusives on Target.com. And it's very odd, honestly. You would think that what they're trying to do is make it harder for bots to purchase these sports cards. But what ends up happening is Target just makes it harder for everybody to purchase sports cards, which really sucks. Two Bros Collectibles says Pokemon is for kids. Chad says nobody wants Pokemon. There's a lot of people out there that want Pokemon, man. A lot of adults out there that want Pokemon too. People who actually do collect want Pokemon. And back to our Christmas movie topic. Jazzy for Days 23 says Home Alone 2 is the best. So not Home Alone 1, but Home Alone 2. Hot take right there. So there's a lot of debate between what movie is better, Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2. I guess personally, if I had to pick, I'd go the OG, go the original. Miguel says, top of the morning, sunshine. What's going on, man? Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas indeed. Brian Lawhorn says, if I win the hanger box, you could open it and keep the cards for Christmas. Well, thank you, Brian. That's super sweet. Sorry, guys. Trying to mess with my lighting here. Hit the wrong button. Says I need a restock. I just got a red card, so maybe something good. Says MLB card breaks. That would be ideal. I really hope that, I know people have tried to prepare themselves and get red cards like I've been recommending for months, and then get super disappointed after they get the red cards and find no sports cards. But don't you worry. The red card gets you 5% off of everything else on Target.com. So it's not just sports cards that you can benefit from buying by having that card. So, Good Time Adam says, Merry Christmas, everybody. My kid, or New York kid 06, sorry about that, read your name wrong, says, tell that to the people getting paid $300,000 for a Charizard. Exactly. You're talking about the first edition Charizards, you guys, or the... we were talking about it during the Otis ads. They have a first edition Charizard PSA 10, and that card is going for some stupid amount of money just by itself. And Otis, the way that it works is you can buy shares of these cards. They are all registered securities with the SEC. And buy a share of that card and try to invest in either that card or try to make a profit in all of your investments on Otis. So it's just crazy to think about how valuable those original Charizards are, how hard it was to pull those when you were a kid, because I never pulled one of those original Charizards when I was a kid. Never pulled one. Pulled like 3 of these Celebrations Charizards, which I must say is an awesome feeling and pretty much made up for not pulling a Charizard as a kid. That was something I was always like, man, kind of got shorted on that one in life, but Celebrations made up for it. So I must say, props to the producers of Pokemon. Sorry about that. And as we're talking about whether Pokemon is for kids or adults, I think anybody that ripped Pokemon as kids and anybody that traded them or played the game, we all have that nostalgic feeling. And every time we see Pokemon, especially with me, once again, I talk about the Celebrations release. They nailed Celebrations. They really did. Really getting all those people that kind of had that nostalgic connection like me back into the hobby. So thought that was pretty cool on them. James Bannon says the new Home Alone on HBO Max is pretty dope. You talking about 8-Bit Christmas? Is that the movie that you're speaking of? Somebody else recommended that yesterday. Hen City asking, is Dennis the Menace a Christmas movie? I don't think it is, unfortunately. I don't think Dennis the Menace qualifies as a Christmas movie. Pretty funny, but not a Christmas movie. Who Dat Dog At You says Scrooge, definitely a great movie. Best Christmas movie will always be Die Hard. I love it. Man, I love me some Die Hard. Die Hard's definitely in my top 3, but Christmas Vacation for me is the best Christmas movie of all time. Tabletop Geek says Jazz Schultz. Love you guys. Appreciate it. Elf is a classic now. Yes, it is, Eric. It has made its way into so many people's yearly rotations, which is so awesome to think about. Such a wholesome movie. And a movie that didn't really have a shot to be something like a regular Christmas staple when it was made. If you obviously haven't seen the story on Netflix, it's the movies that made us. They do a whole expose on Elf, and it's really cool, talking about how difficult it was to get that project off the ground. And if you like behind-the-scenes stuff, I recommend you go watch it. Fearless 3 TV says, like. Heck yeah, you guys, 300 likes. We'll be giving away another Absolute Hanger box. Shane won it yesterday here in the chat. Duke number 1 Goat says, best Christmas movie is the Otis Friendly Elf. That's funny. I love it. CyberX Sports Cards and Collectibles says, the Grinch. You talking about the Grinch from 2019 or the Jim Carrey version of the Grinch? Because that also is a heated debate. And The Grinch is actually a movie that and I'm talking about the new version, I was actually pretty opposed to at the beginning of its existence. But when I finally sat down and watched it, I was like, okay, I can dig this movie. Cody Carter says, a Christmas Story and Elf are family holiday traditions. Yes, they are. My mom's favorite movie is Christmas Story. So always enjoy having that on in my house. Don't mind watching these Christmas movies over and over and over again. I mean, I've been celebrating Christmas, you guys, since like the end of Halloween. Who Dat Dog At You is Bad Santa. Yeah, JDNY, another vote for It's a Wonderful Life. All great votes, you guys. Destroyer 546735 says, I agree with The Nightmare Before Christmas. That is my wife's favorite movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Cool thing about that is it is a multi-holiday movie, so you can watch it once on Halloween, and then you can bring it up again come Christmas time and watch it all over again. Yeah, the Macho Shop says Jim Carrey 2000 Grinch is the best Grinch movie. Debate me. Ha, that's awesome. All right, Macho Shop says he's taken on all debaters about the Grinch in the chat. That's awesome. Manny C says Jingle All the Way is low-key good. I agree. I absolutely agree. Jingle All the Way is definitely one of my favorite movies as well. I'd have to say, I was saying Die Hard's top 3, Christmas Vacation, Home Alone. It's got to be Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, and then Die Hard. And then like Jingle All the Way for me has got to be like top 5. Definitely a great one. All right, guys, still waiting to see if there is a restock of sports cards on Target.com. This will be my last day before Christmas being live, and unfortunately, we have not seen anything as of yet. Irish Native 916 is F the bots. James Bannon says Gremlins equals a Christmas movie. I like that, man. Gremlins is a good movie. Gremlins is a Christmas movie, says Tommy Two Dimes. Gremlins is classic, you guys. Heck yeah. Some of the people in the chat showing their age. I love it. Destroyer says a good reason to like The Nightmare Before Christmas is that a ride at Disneyland becomes themed around it from Halloween to Christmas. That is, man. And I actually have not gotten the chance to ride that, so that would be fun. Been to Disneyland twice and haven't gotten to ride that. 4:11 a.m. Pacific time, 7:11. Once again, Merry Christmas to all. And it will be to all a good night for me here in about an hour or so for the Christmas season as we wait for sports cards to get stocked on Target.com once again. Have not seen it happening as of yet, unfortunately. Christopher says Miracle on 34th Street, all-time classic. Heck yeah, man. Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. I love Lethal Weapon, man. I don't know if it could be considered a traditional Christmas movie. Jason Reed asking me, Schultzy, great question. Would you be a seller or a keeper of a Mac Jones poll? Most of the time, unless I think I can get it graded and sell it for a ton more, I'm probably going to sell that. I'm not necessarily a Patriots fan, so I'm not too high on Mac Jones. So I would have to say I would take advantage of the money and I would sell that Mac Jones most of the time, more often than not. Brian says, my best is watching basketball all day. Who can beat that? Heck yeah, and there are a couple of Christmas games on the NFL schedule as well this year. And by the way, guys, I did promise my NFL lock and upset of the week, so I did want to get to that. Apologize for not getting to it yesterday, but I actually think I have a couple good picks this week as we continue to wait for sports cards to drop on Target.com. Haven't seen anything yet, so first up, we'll get to the lock of the week here on Schultzy's card pulls. A pretty even schedule overall, I think. I think there's a lot of good matchups. Not really anything that is that exploitable, except for this lock on Thursday Night Football. The Titans, I believe, will cover the 3.5-point spread if you can find it. Take the Titans covering the 3.5-point spread against the 49ers. They're at home for Thursday Night Football. The game, according to most simulations, should be a pick'em. So there really shouldn't be like any points or more than like a 1.5 separating these two teams for this game, but it's 3.5 points. So I think that that's a lot of value. So take Tennessee covering 3.5. That's my lock of the week. My upset, as we talk sports betting here on Schultzy's Card Pulls, waiting for sports cards to drop on Target.com. But let's be honest, we're all degenerates of every single which way. So they intertwine. So my lock of the week, the Titans covering the 3.5-point spread against the 49ers. But my upset of the week, this might be a hot take, but maybe some people will see what I'm talking about after I tell you what it is. I think that the Lions, they are 2-11-1, but I think the Lions are going to beat the Falcons on the road coming this weekend, this Sunday. They are 6-point underdogs against the Atlanta Falcons, but I'm taking the straight-up money line, Detroit plus 205. They just got into a groove in Atlanta. Won't get their offense going unless Cordarrelle Patterson scores like 2 times. So there you go, guys. Lock of the week and upset of the week. Matt Chapman says Browns over Green Bay. Baker Mayfield should be back, so that'll be an interesting matchup, no doubt. Frank Young asking me if I like Mosaic baseball, so they intertwined. I have a mega box and a blaster box of Mosaic baseball. I've opened a cello and a blaster of Mosaic. It's okay. I love the Mosaic design. Obviously, the no logos keeping people away, but me personally, I just love Mosaic cards in general, so willing to rip some baseball, even though there are no logos, no licensing, which coming up here in about 3 years, we won't see an issue with, you guys, as the calendar turns to 2022. That means we are a year closer to the Fanatics takeover in the sports card hobby. And that's big news. That's a big deal. A lot of new money coming into the hobby. I think that the potential for everybody to get access to the cards that they want is there. However, it could be ruined. Who knows? Easy says, it's not looking good so far today, Schultz. The zone is pretty cold. Yeah, even to the people that were predicting like a console restock, they're not really seeing much either, unfortunately. Nobody really getting what they want today. The console hunters, the sports card hunters, nobody getting what they want. That's got to be frustrating for everybody. 718S asking, do we think there's a drop? Honestly, man, I don't know. If I knew there wasn't going to be a drop for sure, I probably wouldn't be on, which is one of the reasons why, guys, if there isn't a drop today, there's really no reason for me to be on tomorrow, because there is no way that Target is going to drop sports cards on Target.com 2 days before Christmas. There's just no way. They got other stuff to do. They got other stuff to take care of, so they're going to be thinking about other things. All right, guys, make sure you hit that like button. 300 likes, we'll be giving away an Absolute Football hanger box. Maybe something else as well. I have a couple of extra packs. I'm not sure. Joe says, what's up, Big Daddy Schultz? How you doing, man? Justin asking how I like my coffee, which is a very important question. I usually like it light and sweet. Light and sweet. I'll go black coffee every once in a while if I just need like a quick pick-me-up, or maybe just like a straight shot of espresso or two. Espresso, sorry. Tired. I don't mean to say it in the dumb way. Espresso with just a dollop of milk. It's usually really, really nice quick pick-me-up, or a way that I will do coffee as well. Jazzy for Days 23 asking if somebody can explain the Fanatics takeover. Man, I'd be happy to. So Fanatics essentially coming in without the knowledge of Major League Baseball. I'm not sure what the negotiations were with NBA and NFL Players Association's rights, but essentially Fanatics came in without Major League Baseball knowing and negotiated a deal with Topps earlier this year to become the exclusive rights holder of Major League Baseball cards. So that is a huge deal because Topps has been in the game and has had the rights to produce baseball cards since like the 40s or 50s. The first time in over 70 years now will happen in 2025 where Topps does not have the rights to Major League Baseball cards. So the big deal here is that the name Topps will not be on these cards. And Fanatics is buying in. They're going to take over the production process. They're going to take over getting these cards put together. They're going to take over having all these players sign and auto and have their jerseys cut up into relics and whatnot. Fanatics is taking over that entire process, and not just for Major League Baseball, from Topps, but from Panini as well for football and basketball. Sorry, if I misspoke, Jar Jar, Fanatics didn't negotiate with Topps. Fanatics negotiated with Major League Baseball without the knowledge of Topps. Basically slipped in and took the deal rights right away. Yeah, apologize for saying it backwards. My bad. David Barron says, my Target also completely stocked at stores. Well, what we're seeing now is more and more Targets throwing a bunch more sports cards up on their shelves, but we haven't necessarily seen the premium stuff in stores yet. And man, it's been happening for like 3-4 months. I don't know why, but like there's whispers of premium cards being thrown back on the shelves inside Target stores. I'm telling you guys, that's not happening. All the lines, all the fights, all the issues, all the violence they had associated with people waiting for those premium cards. No, they don't want that in stores. They're going to keep those sales online, I promise you. GG Grizz asking a great question. Do you think they're transitioning more to in-store restocks? My Target had a bid restock with Absolute Blasters yesterday. I really don't. Absolute Blasters, as fun as they are, and I mean, Kaboom hunts are definitely, it's worthy to go on, and I would buy a ton of Absolute Blasters just to hunt for a Kaboom, but Absolute Blasters aren't necessarily a premium product, so just because we're seeing those on the shelves does not mean that we're going to have a transition back to in-store restocks for all the premium stuff. And I've never heard of Carly Joe coffee. It's a good question, but I've never, ever gotten Carly Joe coffee. Yeah, sorry about that. I did say it backwards, you guys. So basically, Fanatics came in, negotiated with MLB, negotiated with the Players Associations for the NBA and the NFL as well, got the rights for the 3 big sports in North America away from Topps and Panini. Jazzy says, dang, I do like Panini for football and basketball, though. And that's something, you guys, I think with the takeover, something that happened back in the mid-2010s. Fanatics got the rights to MLB apparel away from Majestic. They basically signed a deal with Major League Baseball for that after Majestic had been providing apparel and leading the online sales for years. Well, Fanatics came in, took that deal with Major League Baseball. Did they go and reestablish a new thing? Sort of, but in doing that, what they did was make it easier on themselves, and they just went and bought Majestic. So, GRA Sports Cards, dude, super generous, a $2 super chat as we wait for sports cards to drop from Target.com. Thank you so much, GRA Sports Cards. Says Walgreens has sports cards, saw Optic NBA blasters. Huge find near you, man. Some Walgreens apparently are getting Optic NBA blasters. Some are getting Optic NBA megas. So make sure you check your local Walgreens this week, you guys. Because there are so many more stores now than just Target or Walmart getting sports cards. We've been talking about it all week. Cracker Barrel, CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens. So any of your local pharmacies now are seeing a pretty decent chance of restocking sports cards, which is crazy because we weren't seeing really any of the good stuff there a year ago, but just, man, time has made things change, and we are seeing a different situation already, trying to find stuff at Hobby Lobby, trying to find stuff at stores like Cracker Barrel, which, yeah, a year ago, you didn't think you were going to be looking at stores like that for sports cards. Mr. Burns says Fanatics got overpaid with COVID and Omicron. Oh, so you're talking about the leagues basically extorting cash out of them? I don't know, man. I think that they see this investment as something similar to what Disney did with Star Wars. Now, I would agree that there's already too many Star Wars shows out there. There's too much going on. Not many people were fans of the finale of the third trilogy, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. The point is, Disney put in a huge investment paying George Lucas something, like $4 billion for the rights to his baby, to his Star Wars universe, and is making billions more off of that. I think that's what Fanatics thinks that they're doing by buying up all the rights to these sports card licenses and these leagues, handling it themselves, is they see dollar signs. They think that they can print money doing this. Jesse asking, what can you find at CVS? Usually the same kind of stuff you can find at any other pharmacy. Right now, Optic basketball cellos seem to be popular at most pharmacies, so I believe that is something you could find there. The Amazing Card Ninja says, pull the LaMelo Ball Hollow for my first Walgreens Optic Mega. By the way, Walgreens is temporary, so get it while you can. Some of these stores do seem to be temporary fixes, but once again, with Target, I don't believe they're going to be adding stuff back in stores, premium cards-wise. So as long as they're not going to be in places like Target, I do believe they're going to be in places like Walgreens. Schultzy, are you adopting children at the time? No. What? I'm not really sure what you're asking. No, I am not. Caviar Collectibles says, hopefully they stop using DHL. God, they are horrible. Talking about Target delivering sports cards, I'll tell you what, I'm usually the last person whenever there is a restock. Since I live all the way up here in the Pacific Northwest, I'm usually the last person to get my cards in the mail, which is super frustrating because I'm trying to open them as soon as possible. Put them on camera, let everybody see what's in them, what they're like to open them, and sucks because I usually can't pay retail to do that. I have to pay over retail because Target just too slow sending their stuff my way. Hayden asking if there's anything on the back end. I've not seen anything. Hayden, unfortunately, on Target.com, looking at the Card Snipers monitors. Last night, there were a couple of restocks of Pokemon Celebrations ETBs available for $50 each. If you still haven't gotten your hands on those, they did. It's obvious, guys, for Christmas, they increased the hell out of the Pokemon print run. Joe says Mac Jones is a Mega Box case hit, a Mac Jones pink. Talking about the Optic preview out of the Donruss Mega Boxes, that's a pretty sick hit, especially if you are looking for Mac Jones right now. I know a lot of people think Trevor Lawrence still has the most potential. However, Mac Jones has the highest resale potential right now, and that is what a lot more people are interested in usually. However, you guys, there is an advantage if you can identify players that you think are going to be good long-term, and you can cash in on them later. That is a way to collect, and some people do that. Not as many people are doing that as used to, but that is definitely something that a lot of people do that I think is kind of a forgotten art. in the hobby when we talk about like collecting singles and sending cards off to be slabbed. Most of the time it's kind of like it's just like a quick profit and just get your money in and out. But there are the chances, guys. We're talking investing in players for the long term, making thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars if you pick the right guy, if you pick the right card, if you grade the right card. Sayers Sports Cards and Collectibles re-upping his Prism membership. Dude, thank you so much, Sayers Sports Cards. I appreciate you, buddy. And actually, guys, pretty important. Justin, you're sweet, man. Says you got one hell of a radio voice, my friend. Thank you, Justin. Hopefully I get a job after the first of the year. Broadcasting sports again. That's the goal. But Sayers Sports Cards and Collectibles reminding me as he rejoins the Schultzy fam. Dude, thank you so much for your support, man, becoming a member again. But we got our member giveaway coming up, guys. It's going to be next week. And for the Prism level that Sayers Sports Cards and Collectibles just joined, these are the prizes that we've had up for grabs the last 3 months. And coming up in December, we're going all out, baby. We got mega boxes for y'all. We got Optic. We got a Hoops Premium Cello Pack for the refractor level as well. D Leftwich says, if Fanatics doesn't somehow find a way to keep flagship card designs and product, they are doomed. Yeah, D, don't you worry. I do think that Target, Freudian slip there. I really do think that Fanatics will end up buying the rights away from Topps and Panini for their like product names. So don't you worry. I still think we're going to see Bowman. I still think we're going to see Prism. All that stuff that we're familiar with. Sayers Sports Cards and Collectibles says, if Target doesn't restock this week, it will be the week after New Year's. I mean, that would definitely make sense, but gosh, man, they're making us wait a ton if they're not going to restock at least one time before the new year. You would think they are trying to get some stuff out of there, even along with all the other things like toys and consoles that they're selling. I understand that's more important right now, but they have been getting sports cards in still. Oh, Brian, that stinks, man. Says, my Walmarts do not stock at all. It's got to be frustrating. You see some people around YouTube that have like all these stores around them, you know, like Meijer, Walmart, all the other pharmacies that carry all these sports cards, and then you go into your local Walmart and they're like, nah, we don't carry that crap. Elite Main says, Otis stopped paying the bag. It was a month deal, you guys. They gave me a nice bag for a month. And hopefully we can do a sponsorship again with them. If not, we'll move on, do a sponsorship with somebody else. That's how the business works. Joseph's Fanatics cards will be better. You guys are tripping. They have a ton of time to change the hobby for the better or worse. Exactly. Fanatics, guys, it's on them. It's going to be either really good or really bad for the hobby. Fanatics has the potential to make and I know that they've been using this buzzword, but the collector's experience so much better for us. Allow us to get cards, allow the everyday person to have a chance at those big hits. Make it a sustainable, long-term, attractive hobby for not just the Fairweather sports fan, but for the hardcores like you and me as well. Brian says 300 likes. Let's go. Heck yeah, guys. Hitting that 300 like threshold. I appreciate y'all. Let's give away some absolute football hangers. Let's go. All right, we're going to do a keyword giveaway here. Let me set that up really quick. Let you know what the keyword is here in a second. Absolute football hanger box. Merry Christmas to y'all. We are going to put a spam filter in, so do not type this more than one time, you guys, or you will be ineligible automatically for this contest. So here's what you do. You're going to type the word kaboom in, Kaboom. Type the word kaboom into the chat right now, and you will be eligible to win that absolute football hanger. No more than one time, though. It'll automatically boot you out. No more than one time. We're going to get everybody 2 minutes to do this. There's 1,100 people in the chat right now. Really appreciate you all. Make sure, guys, as you are typing in the word kaboom to make yourselves eligible, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so. Trying to give some stuff away for Christmas. Trying to be generous. Got my hands on some absolute hangers. Figured, let's let everybody go kaboom hunting. Be fun. And we have 18 minutes left in the hot zone, you guys. About another minute or so, minute and a half for everybody to enter this contest. And then we will see who wins. Over 300 entries so far. Thank you so much. And once again, do not enter more than one time. You will automatically be kicked out. And it does tell me how long you're subscribed. So usually when people come on in and try to like double account, it's usually pretty obvious to see somebody that like just subscribed. So don't do that either. Yeah, y'all. About 950 people have voted in the Schultzy's card polls YouTube poll. Will Target.com restock sports cards before New Year's Day? Hopefully y'all can hit the like button as well. I appreciate that. Brian says my Walmart at the store has had 2 pallets of product that have not been stocked and people can't seem to find it. That's extra frustrating. My goodness, man. That is extra frustrating. All right, guys. Give people another 30 seconds or so, and then we will draw for this absolute football hanger. Tons of entries. Thank you so much. Yeah, this music put me in the Christmas mood, that's for sure. Yeah, unfortunately, checking the restock. Again, not seeing anything on the back end. This sucks, you guys. Looking less and less likely with each passing moment that there will not be a restock on Target.com today. However, we are absolutely going to see a restock before the end of the year. I know it, I know it, I know it. All right, seems to be enough time for everybody to enter. Brad says, love me the Nightbot. Joe says you should rip it live for everybody. Yeah, I'm not really set up to do that. It's just awkward trying to face like the webcam to do that. The whole idea of giving these away for Christmas is so I could send them off to people so they could rip them themselves. Raymond says, FYI, there hasn't been music playing. There is. It's just really quiet right now. Just a lot quieter. All right, guys. Let's roll this. Good luck to everybody. And it looks like our winner is Alan. Alan Burgos. Alan Burgos has won the giveaway. Alan, congratulations, buddy. You're in the house. Shout out to you, buddy. Congrats. Absolute hanger for you, man. RZR says 500 likes. I appreciate y'all. You guys freaking rock. Kaboom, says Simon. I love it. All right, guys. All the kabooms, unfortunately, are not doing anything by typing that in anymore. But Alan Burgos, congratulations, buddy. Alan says, no way. Yeah, buddy. Congrats, man. Here's what you do. My email is down below in the description. Schultzy'sCardPulls@gmail.com. Just copy and paste that into your email. Send me your address, brother. I'll get that absolute hanger box mailed your way. I'm not going to get to the post office this week. I apologize. But next Monday or Tuesday, I'll definitely get that out for you, man. Alan says, will you rip it for me? Dude, it is so hard. It is just so awkward. I mean, if 1,000 people want to sit through an awkward rip, I'll rip it for you, sure. Joe says, do you think Donruss Megas are worth the $150, 200% profit for the seller? I mean, anything that's selling at a profit is obviously worth it for the reseller. However, I see the value in Donruss. I understand why they're going for a bit more. Everybody wanting that downtown, you guys. Of course, if there's a potential for a downtown card in a box like Donruss Megas, they're going to be sold for a lot. It's just pretty much guaranteed at that point. All right, a ton of people are saying rip it. The Gleason's even saying rip it. I got kids and adults alike saying to rip it. All right, you guys win. Awkward rip. I love it. All right, let's do it, you guys. We'll see if we can find Alan a kaboom. All right, Alan, make sure you send me your address. Let's see. Where is my knife? Hold on, guys. Sorry, I got to find something to cut this open with. No, here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Sometimes you can't see stuff. Right below my foot. All right, guys. Absolute football hanger. Let's do this. Going to be an awkward rip, but that's what the people want, and I'll try to give the people what they want. Brian says, give him a kaboom. Great luck, Alan. All right, here we go, guys. Going to try and hit this from the side. Make it easy. There we go. Yeah, see, this is just super awkward to try and rip like this. Super awkward because I'm trying not to take it off camera so people don't accuse me of any improprietary behavior. If you watch breakers and they don't break all the stuff that they're doing on camera, yeah, that's suspect right there. Sorry, guys. Just trying to close this knife up without cutting myself. Good to go. Lucky says, damn, pulling that knife out of his shoe. No, I have a printer down below my desk, and that's what it was sitting on top of. All right, guys, here we go. Box going behind me. My wife says, get a kaboom. Alan says, it's okay, man. I trust you. No worries. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, really not trying to do anything sneaky or anything like that. It's just a sealed absolute hanger. Brian says, you're doing good. See, no, I just lowered it, though. I'm really not... Okay. I was almost about to have to get the knife out for just this plastic. Apologies, guys. Okay, here we go. Nico Collins. You can see it's the same pack that I had before because you saw that player on the front there. And I'm assuming nobody wants to see us go through all the commons, so we're just going to set most of these commons aside, and he can go through those himself, and we will go through the rest of them facing this way for everybody. All right, guys. So we got a Myles Garrett, and that is a purple. Then we got a Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, another purple. Drop a boomer on Allen. Let's get a kaboom, baby. Dalvin Cook, uniform matching. And we get to our Chromium Rookie purple, which is a Dro Tryon for the Tampa Bay Bucks. Next up, Greg Rousseau in a colored parallel version as well. Then we got a By Storm Devonta Smith. By Storm Devonta Smith. Travis Kelce red zone there. Ooh, did we pull an auto, you guys? It is a memorabilia card. No way. Of Davis Mills. Oh, man. No auto, but we pull the mem card of Davis Mills out of this absolute hanger. How about that, you guys? So Davis Mills, we'll get that sleeved up. Was hoping it was an auto. That was pretty crazy. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like a kaboom. But we have got a bunch of other rookies to go through, guys. See if we can get any of the big quarterbacks. There we go. How about that? Trevor Lawrence as well for my boy Allen. Congratulations to you, buddy. There we go. Let's find that Mac Jones as well. Jalen Camp. And we got a Jamar Chase. That's a good one. going to be the rookie of the year, right? Then we got a Kyle Trask. Then we got a Jamin Davis. Darden. Chuba Hubbard. Then we got another Tryon. Base, another Rosau. Devonta Smith. Javon Holland. Let's see if we can find a Mac Jones. Unfortunately, does not look like we're getting any kaboomsy, guys. James Patterson. Ungodeji. Bateman. And then a Felton and a Nico Collins on the back. But you know what? We found a relic in an absolute hanger. First time I've seen that. Unfortunately, no kaboom. True Shoeman says, nice. Joe says, not bad for a hanger. Joe says, Trevor's a $5 card. I'll get that sleeved up. I'll get the Jamar Chase sleeved up for you, buddy. I'd say a couple of pretty decent hits out of that hanger for Alan. Congratulations, Alan. Send me your address. I'll get these sent off to you, buddy. Alan says, it's a great awkward rip. Mem for the win and a Trevor. Well, I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. It's Christmas, so I'll try to give you what you want. Box was a W. Alan says, appreciate the rip, brother. We'll email you today. Heck yeah. And Roger says, boo, open another. Scott says, now you don't have to mail anything. What are you talking about? I got to mail the cards out to him. Yes, I do. I'm going to mail him his hits and his cards. I'm going to mail everything. Appreciate you. Drew Schumann dropping all of those emojis that members get access to here on Schultzy's Card Pulls. Mills as a hold, says Miguel T. Yeah, after that game this last week, I don't disagree. All right, making sure to get those sleeved up. Zach says, great hanger. Appreciate you guys. You guys are such a great audience, I must say. Prism Megas about to drop, says Mr. Nobody. I hope so. Sorry, I saw Prism Megas in the live chat, and I'm like, what? Somebody talking about Prism Megas? CyberX says, good rip. Heck yeah, man. Raymond says, good stuff. Thanks, Schultzy. Merry Christmas. Gonna head to bed now. Yeah, Raymond, sorry about that, guys. We're about 6 minutes away from the hot zone ending, but unfortunately, not looking like we're going to see a restock on Target.com this day before Christmas. And if it's not happening today, guys, there's honestly tomorrow much better chances of a console restock happening than there is a sports card restock. So I really wouldn't bank on it. But next week, before the first of the year, I really do think there's a really good chance. Clint, I appreciate you, man. Says, all I want for Christmas is Otis. And I did see asking earlier or saying something about Otis being done. Yeah, we had a month-long contract and added their ads to 20 videos. Hopefully we can re-up and do something like that again in the future. Joe says, Mills is garbage, a backup career quarterback. Hey, man, you don't know. He could turn into something insane someday. Matthew says, absolute is the best rip. Yeah, Steven says, Joe, never know. Brady was a backup quarterback. Man, he wasn't even a backup quarterback. He started like as a third-string quarterback. Maybe not as low on the depth chart as like Kurt Warner, who was like a preseason fourth-string quarterback for the Green Bay Packers at one point, below the likes of Brett Favre and Mark Brunell and Matt Hasselbeck. Still managed to find his way. Rolo says, sexy Christmas sacks going on right now. Chad Weber asking if I'm going to stream tomorrow. No, I am not. Unfortunately, you guys, I've just got too much going on for the holiday. Gonna have a prime rib that I've got to be smoking for the family. Have some presents to wrap. Have some other stuff to do. So just too much going on, unfortunately. Yeah, congrats again, Alan. Thank you so much for participating, man. All y'all freaking rock. It's fun spending every morning with you, regardless of if there is a sports card restock or not. Ryan says, see you next week, Schultz. Heck yeah, buddy. King of Cards says, I did a giveaway and some clown tried to act like he was the winner. He copied the winner's photo. Emailed me relentlessly. Oh yeah, dude, there's those people that do that all the time. I've seen the emails. It's pretty funny. They'll just be like, hi there. I won your giveaway. here's my address. And it's like, no, you didn't. You didn't win anything. Phoenix Flame says Kurt Warner was a preseason grocery bagger at one point. Yes, he was. It's funny to see this movie, and not funny, I guess that's the wrong word. It's cool to see this movie made about his story and his life. I mean, this book came out when I was a kid, after he won the Super Bowl and led the Rams to a very unlikely season after the Trent Green injury. But it's just funny because I read that so long ago, and now finally 20 years later, it's like people are running out of ideas enough in Hollywood to where like, yeah, that inspiring story sounds great. It's just like, oh, come on. You should have done that before, man. But no, now we get around to the time in Hollywood of remakes and sequel upon sequel upon sequel upon sequel. And then you decide, okay, no, this is a good story. Dallas 76 says, who should we all watch tomorrow? I don't know, man. I'm so hesitant to give recommendations because of what happened with JR. I mean, wouldn't you guys rather that I just shut my mouth on that and not send you anywhere? If I don't know enough about anybody, I'm not sure I want to fall into that trap and do what JR did. Send everybody to somewhere that ends up scamming the hell out of people. So, I feel like that's just a huge black hole that I could step right into, and I'm not gonna. The Gleason says Kurt Warner and his wife are the biggest douches in the world right now behind Urban Meyer. I grew up where he played in college, and it's funny to watch him act like he's a nice guy. So the Gleasons knows him in real life. Is he kind of a jerk behind the scenes? He one of those? I guess it's pretty frustrating to see those people succeed in life. We all go to school. We all work with those kinds of people. And then when they try to get out and act a certain way in public, when you really know how they are, yeah, that's got to be frustrating. I understand. No Way Home was incredible, says Scotto. Patrick says JR was part of the scam. No, I don't think JR was part of the scam at all. I just think that he did not know what he was sending people to. He just thought that it was a decent channel, but it turned out that Matrix obviously was just trying to do a bait and switch on everybody. So I'm not going to fall into that trap. And we are less than a minute away from the Hot Zone ending, you guys. Unfortunately, we officially can say that there is no restock on Target.com today. However, I'll be hanging around for another 20 minutes or so because it's my last stream before Christmas. We can talk more about how you can get cards on Target.com. We can talk more about your favorite Christmas movies. You can ask me again about my lock and upset of the week coming up in the NFL. Actually, been talk about anything else sports related. It's Christmas week, so the topics really aren't that flush. I guess the biggest news right now, seeing the NHL taking an early pause to try and keep everybody from having to stop their games because of excessive positive tests. And then the NBA also saying that they're not going to be stopping their games. They don't plan on doing it anytime soon. Other than that, the big story really is the NFL. Going to the last couple weeks of the season, is there anybody playing fantasy football like me that is in the playoffs? I actually just got super lucky, won my quarterfinal championship last night. Semifinals for fantasy football are this weekend. I guess that's the biggest news story. Randall says, Vikings 95 is a good dude. If he's on tomorrow, I'd watch him. Well, there you go, Randall. Randall telling everybody to go watch Vikings 95, but I don't think he's streaming this week. Somebody else said that. AMPX says, I guess he's not streaming, but yes, not bad. He's not a scammer since Vikings 95. Or talking about Vikings 95. The Gleason says, Kurt owns a car dealership and he won't even go to the shop because he's afraid one of the mechanics will run him over. That's hilarious. But isn't there another player named Kurt Warner that also owns a car dealership? And are we talking about, he's a former Seattle Seahawk. Are we talking about him, or does like the Kurt Warner, the Hall of Fame quarterback, does he actually have a car dealership as well? That's pretty funny. Siski Whiskey says, no clear-cut favorite to win the Super Bowl. The NFL is the best. That's actually something to talk about as well, you guys. Both the AFC and NFC, both conferences have turned into an absolute meat grinder. At the beginning of the season, it looked like the AFC was the meat grinder. Not really sure if, it was like looking like, okay, two teams at the beginning, the Buccaneers and the Chiefs were tops. And then after week 4, everything kind of just started to even out a little bit. And the AFC, like I'm saying, just turned into an absolute meat grinder. Teams just cannibalizing themselves week to week. The NFC looked like it was an easy choice. The Rams going to be there at the beginning of the season. They look to be like one of the best teams, if not the best teams. Maybe the Cardinals up behind them, and which makes that awkward in the same division, but still a really good beginning to the season that way. Now we're seeing both conferences as meat grinders. We're seeing every single week anything can happen, not only because of COVID tests, but because of injuries still happening. It has been a wacky year in the NFL. Yeah, Michael in Kansas says, it's the other Kurt Warner, the running back for the Seahawks, who has the car dealership. That's what I thought, and I always found that to be funny. It's because, for me, those guys with, like, similar names or the same name as somebody else that have a car dealership stands out. So Kurt Warner, car dealer, always stood out to me. Another one I've seen, like a Tom Cruise car dealership. That's always great. It says, hi, I'm Tom Cruise for Cruise Honda. No, I am not the Hollywood actor. Phoenix Flame says he must be getting Kurt Warner mixed up with Kurt Warner with a K. I've never seen anything remotely suggesting Kurt isn't a stand-up guy. I love how we're getting into like hot Kurt Warner car dealership talk. This is fantastic. Charlie Bell says Warner, the running back, owned the car dealership in Vancouver. It was a Chevrolet dealership. I think he sold it way back in 2010. Never thought I'd be talking about this on like the radio or on a live stream, but here we are. But the Gleasons does say that the quarterback also has a car dealership, so there you go. That's where my confusion comes in. My apologies. David Barron says the Bengals are going to peak in the playoffs. Well, at this point, it seems like whoever wins the Super Bowl is whoever peaks in the playoffs. That's funny. Easy says, Schultzy heads up the new Matrix flicks out today on HBO Max. Let's go. My favorite holiday movie. That's a good joke, bro. That's funny. Ralph says, a Tom Selleck car lot would be cool, right? Could you imagine a guy be like, hi, I'm Tom Selleck for Tom Selleck Hyundai. Come on down to Tom Selleck Hyundai and buy yourselves a great car. That'd be great. The Gleason says grew up like 5 miles from where he played in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Sal773 says, later, everybody, have a safe and happy Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Sal. Appreciate you for checking in. Like I said, I'll be on for another 15 minutes or so, just hanging out, talking some sports, answering any questions anybody has about the hobby, about Target.com. Just wrapping it up here before the official Christmas holiday. B. Hill says Bell should have stayed with Pittsburgh. Talking about Le'Veon Bell. And speaking of Le'Veon Bell, didn't the Buccaneers, because of Fournette's injury, didn't the Buccaneers just sign Le'Veon Bell? Once again, adding to the crazy season that it's been in the NFL. Brian says, the impression, my guy, stick to sports, LOL. Brian, it's my show. I'm going to do whatever I want, buddy. I just don't have an extra beer or two in me to make the impression that much funnier. Because trust me, if you were around me, there's a term that my friends use when, like, I've been drinking a little bit, and when I kind of start on a rant, like making jokes, and then I start laughing and making more jokes. It's called, oh, we broke Jordan. So I just haven't gotten to that level yet. Michael in Kansas says, Selleck car lot would have to be top-end cars like Ferrari, from Magnum PI. Yeah, that's true. Makes more sense anyways. Oh, Alan, good for you. I went from 205 to 155 this year due to boredom. Tired of eating all the same stuff. So I started working out while I work. Well, congrats, Alan. That's huge, man. So I guess you don't need to set the proverbial weight loss goal for your New Year's resolution come next year. Because, man, I was going to be asking, oh, hey, what is everybody's New Year's resolution? Yada, yada, yada. Just like we always do. And, well, you don't have to answer that question saying, well, I want to lose weight. Because that's going to be one of my New Year's resolutions. Seeing if I can hop on the diet train. I feel you, Brian. I was kind of joking back at you, dude. It wasn't personal. It was a joke. I know, Brian. Troy says, wow, no way there was no drop. No, Troy. Way, bro. No drop. D Leftwich says the NFL might be having the most wide open season in years. There might be 8 teams having a legitimate shot. Definitely gotten crazier, guys. I don't know. Who do you think is like a dark horse to sneak in to the Super Bowl? Somebody said the Bengals. That's not a bad pick. It's anybody's game at this point. And the Buccaneers and the Chiefs from the AFC just not really defending their turf. Up until last night, I would have said possibly the Washington football team was maybe somebody that could sneak in. But I don't know, guys. If they're not winning, then that's not going to happen. As much as I hate to say, like, the Vikings, they're so bad, but they could get matchups in their favor enough to end up getting to, like, a conference championship. Just think about that. I mean, that's how crazy even the NFL is this year in both conferences. Justin says the Vikings, LOL. No, seriously, though. Seriously. I'm trying to think of dark horse teams that could slip in. I don't like the Vikings. I don't think they're that great. But they're winning games at the right time. Phoenix is, I'd say, the Colts or Miami is a dark horse. They started 1-7. Yeah, the Colts are a team that you can't forget about either, you guys. Everybody was writing the Colts off a few weeks ago. Lucky Gaming says Dolphins 7-0 with Tua and 0-7 without him. Yeah, that's a wacky one, too. But another reason why I don't think the Dolphins are really going to get into the playoffs because they can't decide what the hell they want to do. Is Tua injured, isn't he? Are we going to start him, even if he's not injured? Going back and forth in Miami way too much. Alan says, slip in. Yes, I see that. Yeah, I'm not saying like the Vikings are some petulant example of a fantastic NFL franchise in the year 2021, you guys. I'm talking about middle-of-the-road teams that could possibly make it to the Super Bowl. See the Baltimore Ravens winning the 2001 Super Bowl, okay? Just chill with me, y'all. I'm not saying the Vikings are great. Daddy Dale says, can we talk about that missed call on Seattle last night? Daddy Dale, which one are you talking about? Because I was too busy watching the Washington game. I had a little bit more money on that. Justin says, no, I'm a Vikings fan. You know when they don't eat cereal. You know why they don't eat cereal? When they get close to the bowl, they choke. Ah, that's funny, man. Brian says, imagine if they had Luck still. Talking about the Colts. Yeah, so sad what happened to Andrew Luck with his neck and back injuries, just putting his long-term existence on this planet as a healthy human being too much at risk. So he just had to hang it up. But Andrew Luck was talented. Personally believe that he had a very good career in the NFL and would have had very similar numbers, if healthy, throughout the rest of his life. Throughout another 8-9 seasons in the NFL. Oh, Chef Bo talking about pass interference. Man, what is the NFL going to do about PI? They've gone back and forth several times after, especially that debacle in the Super Bowl with PI not being able to be called. It was the Rams v. Patriots, I believe, a couple of years ago. And since then, pass interference has been a point of contention for pretty much almost every weekend in the NFL. Scotto, I do agree. The refs have had an awful year in the NFL. It seems to me like the refs have been involving themselves in games way too much. Usually, the good refs, they call when they need to, but most of the time, they let the players play. They really try not to affect the game with a flag. They try not to affect the game with a whistle. But you've been seeing the NFL officials get way too involved this season. I do agree. Miami Mike says the Niners are scary. I don't know, man. I feel like the Niners are okay. Jimmy Garoppolo plays good one game and then plays pretty bad the next game. So I guess if he has 4 good games in a row, maybe the Niners can get there. Yeah. And D says, nobody is going to want to see New England in the playoffs. Does anybody ever want to see the Dallas Cowboys or the New England Patriots in the playoffs? I don't think so. Lucky Gaming says, Monday Night Football. Dolphins v. Saints going to be a monster game with playoff implications. Absolutely it is. Chef Bo says, pass interference. Yes, talking about that pass interference call, or the lack thereof, in the Seattle-Los Angeles Rams game. Brian's got a good question. Is it just me, or is Cooper Kupp the best wide receiver in the game? I think right now that's probably an accurate statement. He is the best wide receiver in the game. He has the most talent, and he, at least the way he's worked with Matt Stafford this season, I don't know what it was about the changeover from Jared Goff to Matt Stafford, but they just click. They connect. And look what Cooper's been able to do, man. Phoenix Flames says, I heard an idea that there should be 2 PI calls. A spot foul, PFPI. So a personal foul pass interference and then a 15-yard non-personal foul PI call. It's not a perfect fix, but I like it. It's not a bad idea. But once again, are we trying to give the referees more discretion than they have now? Because that's one of the issues that we're having. They just screw it up too much with the decisions that they already have to make. So I don't know. Not nearly as bad as the replacement referees from a decade ago, but like I said, when you involve yourselves in the game like that every week, time and time again, and you're hearing about this many complaints week to week in one season, you know it's an issue. Slick One says, Kupp, he's a beast. That's true. That guy in Green Bay might have something to say about that, Patrick Gannon. Cooper Kupp is an absolute workhorse. Scotto says, no more spot fouls, please. Talking about pass interference. I mean, I personally thought it was ridiculous when the NFL got rid of the ability to push the wide receiver for the first 5 yards. This was, I think, one of the greatest rules in professional sports and made it so you kind of had an even shot as the defender, but you used to be able to, as the defender, make contact with the wide receiver during the first 5 yards of their route. Now you can't even touch them. It's ridiculous. Scott Osa's PI should be 15 yards. All right, guys, 5:05 Pacific time, 8:05 East Coast time. Not seeing any more activity. Obviously not expecting to, but not even consoles or anything like that on Target.com. Daddy Dale saying that was probably the worst non-call he's ever seen. Cost them the game. I don't know, man. It's not like the Seahawks were having a fantastic night to begin with. Russell Wilson had a horrible passing night. They were good on the ground. I'll tell you what, the Seahawks were able to establish the running game. And from the looks of it, in the box score, we're able to get a lot of yards on the ground. But, man, Russell Wilson was just not able to throw for a lot. And just because that PI would have set them up with great field position does not mean they would have been able to cash in. Tucker says, what if the PI is only on like a 6-yard pass? Well, usually at that point, I believe it's 15 yards from the spot of the foul. I could be incorrect in stating that, though. Phoenix says, you can jam a receiver at the line, but they're much more strict about it. Yeah, I just don't see it happening as much. So maybe that's why I thought that was like a huge rule change. MEZ says, Schultzy, I'm out. I want to wish you and the family a very Merry Christmas. Have a blessed holiday, my dude. See you next week so we can do this all over again. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be winding it down here as we get out of here before Christmas. I should be having one, maybe two, but probably just one more video released through this week. I'm assuming, let me all know, you guys probably aren't expecting content on Christmas Day, right? It's pretty surprising when content creators put videos out on Christmas. Too much other stuff to do. Too many new gadgets to play with. Why would you want to be watching YouTube videos? I don't know. But like I said, I'll have one more video coming out this week, and then we'll be back next week. It's kind of going to be I'll be doing a member giveaway. It'll be probably like an abbreviated live stream schedule, trying to just center the live stream around when there are sports cards for sure. Obviously, with the end of the year, Christmas makes it busy time. But if I have to do 3 days, I'll do 3 days next week. We'll figure it out. Tommy says, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays, Schultzy. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate every single one of you. If you have not, do me a favor, smash that like button on your way out. Helps me feed 2 kitties named Pikachu and Eevee. Yes, I got 2 cats named after Pokemon. It is true. But I want to thank all of you guys for making this year a very special one for me. Definitely been a crazy ride. Never thought that I would be doing basically essentially my own show in the mornings, helping people scoring sports cards, trying to help facilitate knowledge and letting people get the access that they want and get everybody access to the hobby so we can all have a long-term, sustainable, enjoyable experience. Brian says, how dare you? You aren't going to post on Christmas? D asking if I'm on tomorrow. No, I am not. This is my last day, man. My last day this week. I just don't think there's going to be a restock tomorrow, you guys. So honestly, I wouldn't even bother waking up unless you're really trying to look for consoles. But there's just no way that Target would restock on a Thursday before Christmas for sports cards. There's just nothing in the cards that I would ever see them doing that. So sleep in, y'all. Enjoy your holiday season. I know I'm going to try to enjoy mine. Taking some time off. Well deserved, in my opinion. Maybe some of you don't agree. Brad says, Merry Christmas, bud. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for being here, Mark. I appreciate y'all. All right, guys, I'm going to let you all go. I apologize. There was no restock this morning, but we'll be back. Hoping for some sports cards next week, like I said, kind of on an abbreviated schedule. And I will make sure to let y'all know when the giveaway is. And we will have a huge 10,000 subscriber giveaway announcement very soon. I'll be giving away a hobby box, actually 2 hobby boxes. It's going to be a loaded 10K giveaway. Oh, Miguel T with a $20 super chat. That is too generous of Miguel. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, bro. See you next week. Dude, you freaking rock. Thank you, man. Wow. Oh my goodness, bro. Well, thanks a lot, you guys. Miguel, that was too generous. Just making the end of my day even better as I get off the air. So thank you all so much. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. David says happy Festivus. Happy Festivus for the rest of us, you guys. I'll be talking to you next week. We'll be having a giveaway for the members, and then a 10K giveaway after the first of the year, and hoping to see a restock from Target.com coming up next week. And do me a favor, please, if you do have some free time, if you're wondering what you should be doing in the next week and a half during your holiday breaks, or if you have some extra time, watch a couple of my videos. I do a lot of rips. I do a lot of retail hunts. I offer up sports card tips. I do more than just these morning live streams. It would help me out immensely if y'all go check my channel out, dive into some of the content, and let me know what you think about it. I appreciate that. Oh, Len, thank you so much, man. Another $4.99 super chat from Len Weaver. Says, Merry Christmas, Schultz. Merry Christmas to you, Len. Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Merry Christmas, Schultz, says Matthew. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, says D. All right, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. Make sure you're all safe through this holiday. Enjoy your families. And we'll be back next week, hoping for a restock on Target.com. Hanging together. All back with the Schultzy fam strong, leading up to New Year's. Merry Christmas again, and I'll see y'all on the other side of the Christmas holiday this weekend. Be safe out there. Talk to y'all soon. Schultzy's card pulls out. make sure, especially because of the holiday season, be good to yourselves and each other. Think of your neighbor in this time. They may be going through something you don't know about. And it's the holiday season. We all need to be better to each other just because of that. We all could use a helping hand this time of year. So make sure to give that helping hand that you may see somebody that actually needs.